Hello and welcome back. We're playing more Terraria. We're still playing. We're role playing as Belana Torres, the half-human, half-Klingon chief engineer of the USS Voyager. She has been marooned here on this strange planet, and it's nighttime once again. We need to find a clock so that we can tell what time it is, instead of having to continuously come up here. Hey, a mushroom! Instead of having to continually come up here and discover that it is nighttime, which prevents us from going on adventures. Can we plant this mushroom? Oh no! I accidentally eated it. That's fine. We didn't actually need the mushroom. I don't know what this is. This is one of the tunnels that the alien Xylar made. I don't understand its purpose, but that being said, I don't understand the purpose of most of Xylar's actions, or how to communicate with Xylar. Perfect. Alright, so I guess since it's nighttime, the best thing for us to do is to go down and dig more and tunnel more, because we want to make sure that we start to make some more progress. Because we've been digging for a while. Let's see how far we've dug. We've dug about that far. That is unacceptable in Belana's estimation, because she wants to make sure that she is able to build a ship as quickly as possible, and doesn't have time to wait around for other people to maybe get any bright ideas. So she's going to have a tussle with a black slime. It just killed something. I didn't see what it killed. Maybe it was like an alien mouse, like the one that we saw earlier, that was doing otherworldly actions. Let's see if this sword has a good enough knockback. Ouch, that hurts. We want this. We want this teal mushroom. What happens if I hit the slime? Can we have a tussle? Can we have honorable combat? Yes. We can knock it back fairly well. Ow! We almost died. We have 12 health, which is not great. We also have a darkness debuff. Apparently, being tainted by those slimes too many times can cause problems. Let me see here. We don't have a campfire, but can we make one, maybe? I don't have any wood. What happened to my wood? We need that. Oh, I know what happened. I quick stacked to nearby chests when I was up there, and I lost my wood. Fantastic. We need to get that back, because we need to have the ability to make torches while we're down here. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard to do any exploring. And of course, Belana wants to do all of the exploring possible. Let's see, what is her next goal? What have we discovered? So on the previous parts, we discovered that it is very likely, like to within 98% confidence, that this world is the resting place of some sort of advanced alien technology. And directly below this crash site, where we crashed the escape pod, there is a very powerful energy source, which is powering the energy field. And the energy field is what is bringing us back to life, and is also what is bringing back the zombies, because the zombies are in all likelihood the incorrectly revived dead, because maybe they've been killed too many times. Maybe that's how it works. There's like a limit. Maybe it's like that one that one book by Brandon Sanderson, Elantris. Maybe it's like that, where like under some circumstances, the magic field can grant superpowers and like immortality to its to those affected by it, but in other cases, it can actually permanently like zombify them and ruin their entire life. it could be like that. It could be something like that. So maybe we just want to keep that in mind. We got to keep in mind the possibility that this could be an Elantris scenario. So we'll just be on the lookout for that. Possible indicators of an Elantris scenario could include strange pattern-based magic, where like people are able to do magic because they were able to draw a symbol in just the right way. If that is the case, then this might be an Elantris scenario. If it is discovered that the zombies actually are in constant pain and wish to be killed, then that is also an indicator of an Elantris scenario. Of course, Tom Paris read that book and thought it was great and tried to get Balana to read it, but she was not having it, of course. What is this? I thought we dealt with this scenario. I thought we fixed this. There's a lot of water down here. Once again, there's so much water. Okay, go figure. We had a lot of water to deal with on the previous parts, and so I suppose it stands to reason that there will be a lot of water on this part as well. Fantastic. So we're down here. We're digging. We are. We've fully explored and explained all of the reasons why we're able to do the things that we're able to do, and all of that makes sense, perfect sense to us. Pardon me. So we don't need to rehash all that. However, we do want to pick up this emerald and this tungsten because it's valuable. We want all the tungsten. The reason we want the tungsten is, of course, because it is like silver but has a high melting point. And the reason we care about having a high melting point is because we know that in much the same way as we are being constantly encased in water, we anticipate the possibility that we will eventually be encased in lava. And we want to be prepared for that eventuality. So we are going to go to great lengths to make sure that we have available to us tungsten in every form. Oh no, we ran out of torches. We need some more. Oh, I accidentally made a rope coil. Can I use this rope coil? Balana is such a native of this world now that she's making survival gear without even thinking. I'm just gonna throw it. Oh, that was kind of nice. Now I can use this to mine this tungsten. Cool. Okay. Great. I suppose we can now add to this, make it go deeper, and then we can come down here and be reminded. Oh! Ah! A bat! Havachi! You snuck up on me. That was very dishonorable, of course. And over here there's a dart trap that poisoned me. I nearly died. Oh! There were 2 pressure plates. There were 2 pressure plates. What? Did I pick up... Yes, didn't I? You saw it. Did I pick up a pressure plate and then step on another pressure plate attached to the same trap? This is why hardcore mode on this world would be super dangerous. But of course, normally life is hardcore mode. Normally you are not able to be brought back from the dead, but because there is the energy field, that's a bit of a special situation. So we're aware of the fact that this is a special situation, and we're just thinking, you know what? Maybe it is not such a bad thing that this energy field is here, forcing us into an infinite cycle of death and rebirth, because in that case, at least we have some respite from the woes of being killed by traps in unforeseen ways. Fantastic. So we don't necessarily need to be super careful all of the time, because we know that we'll be revived if we make a mistake. Perfect. So now that it is sort of morning, we're going to go on a horizontal adventure rather than a vertical one. So we want to go over here and see if there are any more chests to be looted, see if there are any more of the native people's belongings to be stolen. Of course, we do want to steal their belongings because we need them. We need all of their belongings. We need to take all of their stuff with impunity. We also eventually want to build a rope ladder up into the sky, because it is possible somehow to... Oh, there's a thing. What is that? It doesn't look very honorable. Can I make it back off? Oh, no, I really can't. I will not be able to defeat this thing. This thing is truly a worthy opponent. I want to be careful about this jump. Yes, I can make the jump. Oh, I wonder if I can... Yes! It's a foolish creature. It is foolish, and it just kited itself into an impossible scenario to deal with. And now I have the upper hand. B'Elanna has the upper hand, and now we'll trap and tame this creature, and make it wish that it never messed with B'Elanna Torres. Perfect. That is an antlion charger. B'Elanna just knows this information once again, and it's now entombed in this area and probably is feeling a bit shameful. We're being attacked by slimes. That's fine. We don't need to worry about slimes, but we do need to now fire arrows down into this antlion charger, and each arrow only does 1 health, and it has 140 health points. So let me just see. B'Elanna is sitting here doing some calculations. She's also entombing herself in turn to hide from the slimes so that she can focus on the task at hand. She's not actually hiding. It is a tactical encasement, and the reason she's doing it is because she wants to be able to focus on the task at hand and not have to deal with the incessant attention of slime monsters. Perfect. So this antlion charger has 140 HP, and each arrow strike seems to be doing 1 or 2 damage. Let's say an average of 1 point. No, we don't need to average it. Let's say 1 damage. If I can fire... How many shots can I fire? What's the fastest we can fire? It's about like that. Maybe that's like 3 shots per second. So that means divide 140 by 3, and that's the number of seconds it will take. It takes just under a minute to kill that thing. That is, was it worth it? What did we pick up? Nothing. Nothing of value. Truly, we are not really well geared for this. That's what we need. We need a nice bow. We need minerals. We need minerals so that we can make a better bow. Oh, hey, there's a plant here. It's a strange plant. This is a strange plant. It's about as strange as the plant that we found earlier that was like super green and teal and didn't have a smell. I think we might still have it. Wow, this is really obnoxious and inefficient. And we're going to die. We're going to die. Nope. Luckily the bow has decent knockback. Oh, it can jump. It's got the jumps. Now we can do our original plan, which is to kite this antlion monster back to the house, so that Neelix can make it into a fancy meal. Ah! It's okay. Neelix will still turn it into a fancy meal. Oh, Neelix actually does more damage than we do. Neelix's bow does 4 damage per shot, roughly speaking. Oh no, Neelix was slain. I don't know why the game was calling him Jake, but his name was definitely Neelix. So, now that we have the antlion charger here in our home, we can do this. Haha! My plan all along was to lure it into a sense of security. Once again, that's how you deal with all foes that are like really overtly aggressive and like full of themselves, maybe a little bit arrogant. This antlion charger was arrogant, and its arrogance led it to make mistakes, and now it is here at the mercy of a half Klingon, and that is not a place where anyone or anything should want to be. Okay, fantastic. This antlion charger made a crucial mistake, and now it will pay. Of course, we do have to operate under the assumption that antlion chargers are not exempt from the resurrection rule. So probably what's going to happen is that antlion charger is going to come back to life, and it will remember us. It will remember what we did. It will remember that we outsmarted it, and it will probably thirst for revenge. So we just need to be aware that in the future, antlion chargers that we see might be the same antlion charger that we wronged in the past. So we all know how furious B'Elanna was when she found that group of monsters underground dancing over her grave. Whoa! That slime had 2 gold on it. We need to put that back in the house so that we don't lose that, because the moment we die, of course, we're going to lose that, and we don't want that. Oh, I've defeated the 50th blue slime! Exclaims B'Elanna Torres. Just like that, her hand is in the air. She's doing like a fist bump. She's been counting this whole time. She's like Rain Man. She knows that it's been 50, and in a fury, she just reaches down, rips off a part of her own uniform, and turns it into this banner, and hangs it up on the house as a reminder that blue slimes are not to be trifled with nor trusted. And so now, when she sees the banner, she will have increased damage and defense from blue slimes because of the increased morale boost that it brings her to know that she has killed 50 blue slimes. Fantastic. So that's going to be really good. Awesome. Okay, so we tried to go the right. We could try to go to the right, and that didn't work out so well. So now we're going to try going to the left. Oh, that slime is carrying a valuable potion. A recall potion. We want that. We want that right here where we can access it quickly. So we're just going to hold on to that. We're going to put the headstone in the garbage can. We've got like a garbage can on our person. It's like when you're backpacking, you need to bring your trash with you and like pack it out. She has like a trash bag in her inventory, and she's just stuffing her own headstone into the trash bag and saying, I don't need this, but I also have to bring it with me wherever I'm going indefinitely. That's a little bit strange, but you know what? On this world, anything is possible. There's just a happy bunny. It's like bouncing around. Its ears are like super springy, like they're made out of rubber. Yeah, that's pretty nice. And then down here, there's a mushroom. And over here, there's a blue slime. And of course, B'Elanna is reminded of the strangely the strangely sudden reaction that she had to realizing that she had killed 50 blue slimes, where she reached down and ripped off a piece of her own clothing, and she's wondering why she did that. She may be going slightly mad due to being resurrected so many times, but that is okay. We don't need to worry about that. Most likely. Cool. So we want to pick up this marigold, and now we want to go into this desert. Oh, there's a pyramid. Yes. We want to go down. We want to harvest whatever's in here. because pyramids are the homes of valuable things, and we want to make sure that we get whatever's down here. We want to just seal up that so that no monsters follow us down. We know there could be weird things like this, an angry tumbler. There's an angry tumbler tumbling around on top of the safe safety plug that we made, which is making B'Elanna super duper proud and relieved to know that her foresight has prevented potential tragedy from occurring due to that angry tumbler being angry, as is its custom. Great. We're descending down into a cave. It's not a cave, it's a pyramid. And we found a treasure room. We found a treasure room. What is in here? Yes, we found the best loot we could have possibly found. Vanity items. So we're going to put these on. We're going to put on a pharaoh's mask. That's awesome. And we're going to put on a pharaoh's robe, which is also awesome. How does B'Elanna feel about this? This is... It's true that she was looking for any reason possible to wear anything other than her Starfleet uniform. And now this is an alternative. And perhaps she is going a little bit stir-crazy. Perhaps a little bit actually crazy due to the revivals and everything. She has noticed also that the alien Xylar is not here. And so she's a little worried that maybe Xylar was taken by the zombification curse. Maybe Xylar was revived one too many times and is now a zombie. And B'Elanna is a little bit worried that it's going to happen to her as well. That's not great. But you know what? The best thing we can do is just maintain our optimism and our forward thinking and continue on and not let it bother us. So that's what we're going to do. That is B'Elanna's prerogative. So that is what she will do. Excellent. We found some tin. It's down here underneath the pyramid. She's wondering who built the pyramid. It's kind of like that show that Tom was always talking about, Ancient Aliens. And of course, it's possible that this pyramid was not actually built by the natives of this planet. It's possible that the pyramid was built by aliens who were not from this planet. Space aliens. And it seems possible, though I will say that Xylar's outfit looked a tad like roby and potentially like, you know, to protect from the sands and the elements and stuff, maybe potentially expensive. So this development of the discovery of the pyramid is probably consistent with those natives having built this, and so B'Elanna, being a scientist, is not going to conclude anything about whether or not aliens built this, because there's not really any evidence to suggest that it was aliens. Perfect. Alright, we're just going to build a little staircase to get out of here because we want some sand. B'Elanna knows that if she wants to make the touch screens on the command consoles in the ship that she builds, she's going to need some glass. She's probably going to need a lot of glass. In fact, the warp drive, the warp core is probably encased in glass. There's some vultures over there. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of glass. We're also going to need some cactus. So we have some cactus. We can potentially make some cactus armor if we need it, which is going to be great. Let's see if we can make... Let's make some flaming arrows. And then some more torches. And And let's see if the flaming arrows are any better than regular arrows. Ow! Burn! You vulture? You scum? Oh no, we need to get out. There are demon eyes. And they are just inconvenient. Okay, so how are we going to deal with all of this stuff? I don't know. We need to go and find that star. Bellana is very interested in these falling stars. They appear to be meteorites that are just like shining and glowing and sparkling and stuff, which is very strange. It could be that meteorites, upon entering the atmosphere, rather than burning up, will acquire magical powers, because there's not actually any heating due to drag in this system. So we need to be aware of the possibility of that, for one thing. There's another one over there. It's just like streaking through the atmosphere, acquiring magical powers. And now we're going to go and pick it up with our bare hands, and then we're going to eat it. Because for some reason that is the compulsion. So we have a fallen star. We have 2 fallen stars. Apparently it's an ammo. I hear more of them. They're over here somewhere. We want to pick up all the fallen stars. And for some reason Bellana is just like, she's losing it just a little bit. She's slightly worried for her own sanity. Oh, is that another strange plant? Yes, it is. Let's just quickly put a rope that goes all the way up to the top of this thing. Can I do that? Yes. I want that star. Where is it? Oh. Is it behind my webcam? There it is. We didn't even have to climb up here. Perfect. We're just like picking up all this weird stuff. We don't know what it is, but it's clearly suffused with magic, and that is how we want to roll going forward. Because magic is not magic. There's no such thing. We hear more stars. Because of that one thing that one smart guy said once. Any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. And that is how Bellana wants to live her life moving forward. And she's also aware that to a uneducated observer, things like warp cores, warp engines, transporters, and replicators all might seem like magic, but of course they're backed by very real science, and they actually are things that exist in the real world. So she's not going to write off these. Oh, she's not going to write off this magic stuff so quickly, but she is going to go forward with the expectation that it will turn out to be science. Fantastic. And under that assumption, she is moving forward. Oh no, we're being attacked. Yes, we're being attacked by large insects. Neelix is back. He's been assigned a different name for some reason. He's calling himself Brett now, which is, I mean, he can be Brett if he wants, but, I mean, I know he's Neelix. Maybe that's insensitive. We can call him Brett we can call him Brett, that's fine. But he is, the same, super annoying alien, from the USS Voyager. And that is, yeah. What is he doing here anyway? He was supposed to be helping Bellana when she got into the escape pod. She's now remembering, like, bits and pieces of her memory are returning. And so she now remembers that when she got into the escape pod, Neelix was there. He was waiting. He was trying to operate the escape pod, but of course he never took his Starfleet training seriously and didn't actually learn any of the things that he set out to learn. Oh, we're being killed. And so he was trying to operate the escape pod but was not actually able to do so, which is a bit of a shame, but also, what can you expect? It's Neelix. So, yes. That is why Neelix is here, and it's a bit of a shame, to be honest. Okay, we want this gold chest down here. This is going to be for fancy shiny things, so we want to put those in there. Actually, no, we want to give these to Tabneet. We found blue acid dye and reflective obsidian dye. Can we have a shiny black face mask? And maybe, no, we don't want that. Ooh, we could go for a shiny black robe, purpley robe. Or we could have blue acid instead. Ooh. No, maybe we want that actually on this part. Yes, that's what we want. That is what we want. Okay, fancy dyes are going to go down here. Maybe we can put the mirage dye on the hat. Yes. Okay. So, Bellana is going full native now at this point. She's like phasing in and out of existence because of the experiments that she's doing with the... Whoa! That eye made it in here. That is not okay. Dishonorable. Dishonorable. Oh no, Garval is throwing bombs in the house. That's not acceptable, Garval. You cannot do that. What are we living in? A zoo? You can't just throw bombs. We can buy some dynamite? I don't know if we need it. We want to go and grab that star. Where is it? Okay. We're just filled with an inner compulsion now to find stars. And it's a little bit overwhelming, but that's fine. We are still Bellana Torres. We're still wearing a shiny, glowing blue robe, which is awesome. This is amazing. There's a bird flying at night. That doesn't make sense. But on this world, it does. So, how are we going to deal with all this cactus? We want to make some armor. Do we want cactus leggings? Yes, we want cactus leggings, because that'll bring us from 5 defense to 6. Perfect. And now we can make a cactus pickaxe, but that's not actually better than the one we have. We do want to make these tin bars, but let's just see if we can make a bunch of metal. Okay, we have 8 more tin bars, 1 more iron bar, 2 more tungsten bars. We can quick stack those. We can put the ores back. Platinum ore goes there. We can put these in here. We can put the bottles in there. We want to hold on to these. We want to put the mushrooms away. Maybe in here. This thing should not be in here. Sandstone bricks. Those can go in here. More cactus. We need to organize this at some point. We know we're going to have to organize it at some point. Okay, the acid dye is going to go downstairs. We can put this mushroom out down there as well, and this, and the red husks. Oh, there's a godly wooden boomerang. We should actually use that instead of this shuriken. It almost looks like a bat'leth, so Bellana is happy to use it. So we can throw this boomerang. It's just like this massive piece of wood that has a mind of its own, seemingly. So we're going to put this dye-related stuff in this chest down here. And then we're going to go upstairs and we're going to put away this money. We're going to put... Hey, we've got Raleigh the Traveling Merchant. We can actually buy a piggy bank at this point. But we want to see what Raleigh has. He's over here. Is it morning time? Fantastic. We can go on another adventure. Combination hookah and coffee maker. Also makes julienne fries. We can buy a life form analyzer and a cement mixer. We do want a life form analyzer. We do want that. It's 5 gold, and that's how much gold we have. We want it. It's native science. We need it. We need it in order to do science, and we also want to do science on it. So that is perfect. We can maybe put this over here. Yes. Yes, and it gives us 1 defense, right? Yes. Okay, that is excellent. That is excellent news. Alright, so now what? We want to go exploring which direction? This direction. We want to go to the left. We haven't found any spooky zones yet. We've only found deserts. We found forests and deserts. And we really want to find a jungle. And the reason we want to find a jungle is because there are very dangerous enemies and also very valuable loot in jungles. B'Elanna knows this. She is looking into the survival handbook, the Academy survival handbook, and it states right there, you know, what is this? Page 20. It's like, now that you have established yourself a base of operations on this alien world that you've been marooned on so unfortunately, the next step is to progress your technological status, and you can do this, of course, by going into the jungle where everything is more dangerous and testing your mettle in that location. And just naturally, by being in such a perilous position, you will gain the knowledge necessary and the abilities and the skills to build better technology. It's like only through conflict can we evolve. You know that famous line that one guy says in that one game? Yes. So you must test yourself. You must put yourself in difficult positions. That is how you grow as an individual. It works for life, works for technology. You always want to put yourself in difficult situations where you feel uncomfortable, because then you will grow and you will become comfortable in more and more increasingly dire situations. Perfect. And that's exactly what you want, honestly. You really, really want to become more comfortable in scenarios where you were not comfortable before. Otherwise, you'll just stay the exact same person that you always have been for your entire life. And maybe that's fine. Maybe you like who you are. But I don't know. B'Elanna is a more growth-focused individual, so she's really concerned with improving her situation. Wait a second. What am I saying? No, B'Elanna is a half Klingon. She's got a fixed mindset. B'Elanna's not a teacher. She's the best. She was always the best. The resurrection sickness was getting to her head just for a second. Maybe for a few minutes, but it seems that now she has recovered and she is remembering who she is. She's not all about that junk about learning and improving and recognizing your own faults. She is the best because she's the best. That's how it always has been, and that's how it always will be. So, yes, having that realization, having that understanding about herself and her situation, B'Elanna is now more confident that she is in control of the situation. Fantastic. She's now seen what the resurrection sickness can do firsthand, and is now prepared to combat it. She just has to not forget who she is. She has to remember who she is. Fantastic. Oh, that is a very dangerous scenario that I've found myself in. Right here. We need to hit this thing with a boomerang. Yep. Oh, there's so many slimes. There's so many monsters. Bellana has not had a fight like this in a few hours, and she's like, the adrenaline is just pumping, and she's like, the chill of being in a wintry area is getting into her bones, and her teeth are chattering, but her fingers have not lost their strength as she repeatedly throws the boomerang in the direction of the slimes, killing them slowly but surely. And she becomes reminded once again that she is the best and always will be. Fucking fantastic. There's a block of ice here that's throwing us off a little bit. We don't need that ice to be there, so we can get rid of it. Perfect. There's also an icy lake that we want to just walk over. We've been chilled, so we move and do things slower, but that wears off. Everything wears off. All effects wear off over time. That's part of the handbook as well. That's actually pretty early on. It's good practice. What is that? Tin. It's good practice to just go through life under the assumption, under the expectation that bad things that happen to you will not last. No negative effect is permanent. And in some cases, things that seemed like negative effects can turn into positive ones. It's all about your frame of mind. And if you have a fixed mindset, it is useful to have a positive fixed mindset, where things are positive because they are, and that's not going to change because of who you are. Perfect. So you need to look at your situation with optimism. Yes. Bellana is climbing this hill. It's really more of a cliff. There are slimes coming up this direction. It's possible that they will be able to climb up the staircase that she built, which is in serious violation of one of the very first tenets that she recalled from the Emergency Survival Manual from Starfleet Academy, which is that you should never build a convenient staircase for monsters to climb up after you and kill you, because they will do so. You should always use ropes, because they cannot climb ropes. Excellent. She remembers with perfect crystal clarity, and that is as it should be. Yes. There's some stuff here. What is that? Is that copper? No, that's tin. We don't need it. We don't need to pick up tin. We need to pick up iron, or rather lead. We need to pick up that part, and tungsten and platinum. And we also need to kill slimes. Yes. Bellana's bones are just chattering. Her teeth are creaking. And she's reminded of being cold on long nights on Voyager, because Voyager is kept at like 65 degrees Fahrenheit at all times, which some study discovered was the optimal operating temperature for humans in space. Of course, she's not human. She's half human. But Klingons prefer a warmer environment, so she's always feeling cold on the ship. And no one seems to understand. They're always talking about, how pleasant it is to be on a ship. How pleasant it is to always have it be 65 degrees. And she's just sitting there holding back a grimace, holding back the urge to snap at them and challenge them to honorable duels. Because it is in fact not a good temperature. It's cold. But so now she's familiar with the uncomfortably cold temperatures. But being down here, this is something else entirely. She was not prepared for the possibility that things could get this cold, and it's a little bit unnerving. She found a cave. She can see that she has 2 recall potions in hand, so she's not worried about going into this cave. If she ends up drowning, no big deal. She'll be revived. And maybe she will forget who she is for a few moments, but it will pass. So even that doesn't bother her. And now she's going to tunnel across this water masterfully and then challenge another slime to a duel. Ptah! You are not as strong as you think you are. Stop glittering and glowing with such a shiny sheen. And as Bellana is shouting insults at this slime monster, she remembers, oh yes, these are slime alien monsters. Not even the humanoid aliens on this world could understand common. I'm probably just spouting inane chatter at them. That could even be why they're so aggressive. And so, but rather than doing anything about that, she finds a little bit of joy in knowing that maybe her actions are provoking the enemy, because she knows that when the enemy has been provoked, they will make mistakes, and then she will win. Of course, she knew that she would win, but she knew that she would win from the beginning. But having just an extra edge never hurts. That is, if the opponent has like agreed to the duel, like she doesn't want to just punch a baby. Bellana wouldn't punch a baby. Probably. She would first challenge the baby to honorable combat, and then the baby would cry, and then she would say, you are not of proper mind, and then she would say, come back once you have matured. I will kill you then when you are ready. And then the baby would cry, and she would be confused, because usually showing an opponent such respect would evoke a response of gratitude or of returned respect. But to just be greeted by crying of small human children is perplexing. So she only did that a couple of times to a couple of human babies before deciding that she was not going to do that anymore, because of how awkward it was. Especially since the human parents seemed to not approve of that very much. They never really understood her drive and her methods. Oh hey, there's some crimson here. That might be a bit of a problem. Actually, we can harvest this tin. It's just sitting here. I know we said we didn't need any more tin, but it's just right here. We don't even have to work for it. We just have to sit here and swing our pick repeatedly over our head, which gives which causes Bellana to remember the strangeness of this pickaxe in the first place, because she still doesn't remember everything, but she's pretty sure that she would not have asked the Voyager escape pod replicator to replicate for her a pickaxe. Would she? Would she have asked for a copper pick? If she had asked for any pick, she probably would have asked for an actually good one. But at any rate, she definitely doesn't remember doing it in the first place. She's just having a tussle with a flying alien monster. It seems to have like some cilia on its carapace. Its flying is not really seeming to be supported by wings. It just seems to be hovering in the air like a weird, like a brine shrimp would swim through water. So she's wondering how it is that these creatures are able to seem to fly, given the fact that they don't seem to have the equipment necessary to do so. And it's a little perplexing once again, but Bellana has increasingly gotten into the habit of not questioning the things that happen on this world. It's now nighttime, and we're in this really obnoxiously red zone. These trees are red, the ground is red, the monsters are red. So she decides that she's just going to call it the Crimson, which she doesn't find it necessary to come up with creative names for things. So that's basically, that's all the effort she's going to put into it. Perfect. Get away from me! Chimera! My knockback is such that you take a long time to return, but you also take a lot of hits, so you're just eternally tormenting me, she screams, into the night, at the Chimera. And the Chimera does not seem to understand common, yet again. This is like a theme she's discovering. The creatures on this world do not understand her insults, which is a bit of a shame. So she's hoping that at least they catch her meaning, and hopes that they might respond in some sort of indignant way or challenge her to a duel non-verbally, which is what most of them seem to be doing. So she doesn't really want to fight these chimeras, but she never really says no to a fight in the first place, except when it looks like she's about to lose, which is the case right there, because there were 3 of them, and it was night, and we were surrounded on all sides. Klingons aren't just bloodthirsty barbarians. Don't ever say that they are, because it wouldn't be true. So just think about that. Oh, hey, this is where these things are supposed to go. We can put seeds in here, and we can put plant matter, and we can put potion-y related things down there. Perfect. Daybloom seeds can go down there. We can come up here, and we can maybe see if we accidentally put any of that stuff down here, which we did not. Yep, we can move all this stuff. Yep, water leaf. Yes. Then we can sort items. We can also make a couple more of these mana crystals. We're like taking the meteorites that have been falling through the atmosphere, acquiring weird magic, and we're just mushing them all together in our hands. Like, in a weird way, Balana is just looking at the magical things, and she's looking at them and realizing that if she concentrates real hard, she can squeeze them down really carefully into like a putty. And so she's squeezing these magical meteorites into a putty and then turning them into these mana crystals. And it just looks so delicious that she just has to pop them in her mouth. And this singing noise occurs, and she's able to feel the power flowing within her, which is a very strange sensation. But she actually kind of likes the sensation. So that's good. She's probably going to continue doing that. Which may or may not actually be a good thing. Perfect. We've got some iron and tin ore. We can turn those into bars. And then maybe one of these days we will have enough for something good. We can put these tin bars. We have 56 tin bars. We have 17 iron bars. We have 18 tungsten bars. What do we want? What do we want? What can we make? We can make a tungsten pick. We can make a tungsten broadsword. We don't really need that. We probably do want a tungsten bow. Or at least something good out of tungsten. A tungsten pickaxe can mine meteorite. How many does it take to make a pickaxe? 12. We're not going to have 12 platinum bars anytime soon. So let's actually make a tungsten bow. Yes, okay, we have a tungsten bow, and that should be a lot better in terms of ranged combat. Perfect. Okay, we'll put that away. And then we still have these tin bars. What else can we make? We can make... I think we don't need any more things out of tin. I think we don't need that. So we can pretty much ignore the tin at this point. And then iron. Iron. Where's the iron stuff? We don't have enough iron to make anything. That's fine. So we can put all this stuff back. Put away the iron. Put away the tungsten and the platinum. We only have 4 platinum bars. We need to do something in order to increase the number of platinum bars that we have. Whoops. No! I didn't mean to do that. I wasted a recall potion. My only one. The last one I had. This can be put away over here. And then we want to see, can we buy anything else? Can we maybe buy a piggy bank? Yes, we can buy a piggy bank. We definitely want that. Okay, awesome. And we want to put the piggy bank right here. And now we can put our money in the piggy bank. And it will be safe there. Sweet. Now, we do want that star that just landed. So, we were going to recklessly run out the door and go and give this zombie a loving embrace. And then, while we're embracing the zombie is just going to be like using its big long arm to rake our back. And it's not raking our back in a good way. It doesn't feel good. It's actually killing us. So yes, we did not expect that. So now we're going to get this star over here, which is why we were making such a huge mistake. Oh, there's another one. Yes, the presence of these stars just makes B'Elanna Torres lose her mind in a very, very real way. Oh! Wow. Oh no! They all disappeared. But on the upside, it is now morning. So, B'Elanna Torres is excited to test her mettle against the desert again. So she's going to head this direction. She was able to get past the desert on the other side of the world. So she's optimistic that she will be able to do the same over here. We have not encountered any resurrected or otherwise monsters here. There are some desert slimes. Ooh, this is a deep spooky hole. There is a ton of iron just sitting right here. Oh, and I can see a house down there. Oh, okay, so B'Elanna, in her determination to fight antlions, has just come down here looking for a fight, looking for maybe the same antlion that she fought previously. She's looking for a rematch. She's got a new bow. Of course, the bow doesn't do any knockback, so maybe the bow was not the best decision. Oh, we found an intrepid guide to plant fiber cordage. It allows the collection of vine rope from vines, and it gives me increased melee speed. Yes, please. I also found another recall potion, 4 more of those. That's excellent. Some money, arrows, ropes, and grenades. Perfect. That's what we wanted. What is that? That's a stalactite. And we can go over here, break this pot. There's nothing there. Great. what a cool little diversion this was. There are definitely antlions in this area. Seems like that that may be the case. We can just sit here and repeatedly throw our boomerang. Bellana's throwing arm is just like a cannon, a rapid fire cannon, and so she's just winding up her arm over and over again, and hitting this antlion swarmer in the face with the boomerang. And every single time she fires a shot, it hits its mark. And so she's able to hold this swarm of antlion swarmers at bay quite effectively. Even though she's not doing much damage to them, she can still hold her own, which is quite inspiring in its own right. Especially when you consider the fact that these antlion swarmers have a lot of health and do not take much damage. So, wow. Bellana is just becoming the most proficient boomerang thrower in the history of boomerangs, which is really saying something, because she remembers hearing about old Boomerang Jim from ancient Earth culture. He was a prominent boomerang thrower in the Olympics in the 2200s. And of course, Tom Paris would not stop going on and on about the stats and like accomplishments and awards of Boomerang Jim in the 2200s. And she's pretty sure that she's already beaten Boomerang Jim's record, and it's because she's half Klingon. Because Klingons are stronger and faster and better, and she knows it. Perfect. Alright, so she's almost completely wiped out this species of antlion, and it has brought her no end of joy. Perfect. We found an antlion mandible, which is interesting. We're just in their aggression towards Bellana, they just rip off their own mandibles as they die. Like, she challenges them to honorable combat, and of course they accept because they're bloodthirsty monsters. And then as soon as they die, they're like, "Oh no, I have been defeated. I must now ritually remove my mandible." And so they do. They reach down and they just rip their mandible off. But only sometimes. Only sometimes. Yes. So, how are we going to descend down into this area? We're going to do it the same way that we always have. We're going to do it with gusto. That's right. We've got our trusty boomerang. We've now discovered that we are super proficient with the boomerang, and actually we're able to hold them off quite effectively. As Bellana is throwing this boomerang in the faces of the antlions, they are like swarming around. Their wings are just like, oh god. Did I just catch that antlion mandible, or did I pick it up from after it landed on the ground? I don't know. Anyway. Bellana forgot what she was thinking about. She lost her train of thought. But there's definitely a antlion over there, and it was previously throwing things, spitting rather, at her, and that is not okay in Bellana's estimation. She has to punish this antlion for being so precocious, and she's going to now jump up and down and fire arrows down into the antlion until it dies. Fantastic. Yes. This is a very dangerous area. Bellana is aware. Oh! There's a spooky antlion over there. It's just sitting there chittering its teeth, its mandibles. It's just like, I don't know what it's doing. Bellana doesn't know what it's doing. It's just sitting there with its mandibles being all gross and doing arthropod things. Hashtag just arthropod things. Just chilling out, wriggling their mandibles. Okay. With her advanced, enhanced senses, Balana is able to detect the presence of at least 2 antlion swarmers on the other side of this solid wall. And she can also detect the presence of an antlion charger about 30 meters away and behind another solid wall. So at this point, with her senses honed and her body ready, she throws her boomerang once again through a hole and also fires arrows through a hole at some unsuspecting antlion chargers. Oh no. It's bad news bears for the antlions, because they did not expect to face a worthy opponent so soon in their life cycle. It's actually, all of these antlion species are actually the same species, but at different stages of their life cycle. The antlions that are like worms in the ground are the newly hatched larval form, and then they evolve into antlion chargers. Well, they metamorphose into antlion chargers. And then the antlion chargers metamorphose into antlion swarmers. And they're bastards for the entire cycle. They're just super aggressive, super gross. All of their limbs and all of their mandibles and everything are just constantly wriggling and chittering. Like, they just don't know how to quit. They don't know when to stop. Somebody needs to stop them, and the one who's going to stop them is Balana Torres. She's going to come down here and eradicate the entire species, because it deserves to be eradicated. Perfect. There's a pot down there. I don't know who left their pot in this super dangerous area, but it is belonging to Balana Torres now, which she thinks is probably the best place for it to be. Perfect. There's another one. There's another antlion in its larval form. Oh, it's shooting things. It's being a jerk. It's missing because it's not even good. It's not even good at being a larval form antlion. It's just shooting sand in the general direction of Balana Torres, but not actually having the skills required to accomplish its goals. Perfect. It's like the Federation in that sense. Lofty ambitions, lofty moral superiority, but low competence and low success. So she thinks that maybe the life cycle of this species of antlion is an allegory for the evolution of a species technologically in terms of their position in the galactic community. And she thinks that eventually humanity will figure it out, but they certainly haven't figured it out quite yet. And although they see themselves with a lot of power right now, they misunderstand the core reason for them having this power. Humanity in the Federation has power, and it seems to be because they have a tenacity and a willingness to break the mold. And this is true, but they assign a value to that trait that other species do not value. They do not share. So this is why, for instance, Vulcans are superior to humans in both body and mind, but they allow humans to share the space with them in the Federation. And they allow humans to make decisions and use resources. And this is because the humans produce results, but the humans just, like, they read too much into it, and they don't consider the possibility that they're just being idiots and getting lucky, which is what Balana sees to be true, and which is what the Vulcans also see to be true. Humans rolled they did point buy when they did their character creation, and they just put all of their points into luck and charisma and none into anything else, and that is how they have achieved the success that they have achieved. And that is what humanity needs to understand. It's a similar situation with Tom and B'Elanna, actually. Tom is a charismatic person, and B'Elanna is just having to wall herself off a little bit from all of the dozens of antlions that she's going to have to be soon wiping out from existence. But yes, it's a similar situation with Tom and B'Elanna. Tom put all of his stats into luck and charisma, and none into intelligence or strength. So he sees that he has won over B'Elanna, and he assigns it to his perceived sense of self-worth in terms of his strength and intelligence. But in fact, that's not why B'Elanna likes Tom. B'Elanna likes Tom because he's charming and funny, and that's what he doesn't understand. He needs to understand that it's not his place to be good at things. It's not his place necessarily to be a hero. It is not his place to succeed or even shine, because she just likes him for who he is, and he needs to just calm down. Yeah, that's what Tom needs to understand. Maybe in a similar way, you could reverse that again and say that humanity just needs to understand that the Federation lets humanity do what it wants, not necessarily because humanity is good at anything, but just because the other species like humans. Like, they find us cute, basically. Yeah. And we just need to be okay with that. Perfect. So we're down here. We're fighting like a million fucking antlion chargers. Holy crap, it's insane. Now we need to come up with some way to like get out of here. Like, what are we here for? What are we doing? What are we doing in this area? We already found how many irons? We found 42 iron ore. What do we want to do with that? We could eventually make a full iron set of armor. That would probably be a pretty good idea. We've got a tungsten bow. It's turning out to be pretty decent. We can probably do something with all these antlion mandibles that we're picking up. How many of these do we have now? We have 10. We have 10 antlion mandibles. Maybe we can come back to the ship, well, to the escape pod, to the base, and ask Neelix if he's seen any alien species use antlion mandibles for anything useful before, because he's like the resident expert on Delta Quadrant culture. So he's probably seen some aggressive alien species or another using antlion mandibles as a weapon or as a crafting material, and so he'll know what to do with the antlion mandibles for sure. Perfect. There's antlions coming up after us. There's antlions in this hole. We can shoot down at them. We can throw grenades, maybe? Can we throw grenades? Maybe we want to throw grenades. Nope. We don't want to hit ourselves with grenades. We want to throw grenades into the hole. In where the antlions are. Can we do that? We don't want to hurt ourselves. That's pretty effective, actually. We should probably pay a visit to the demolitionist and get some more grenades, because those are turning out to be really awesome. 60 throwing damage? No freaking wonder. That's like a full minute of shots with the old wooden bow, which is insane. Oh, right. That antlion is stuck. stuck for odd reasons. We can go down here. We can shoot at this other antlion. We can shoot arrows. We can shoot antlions with arrows. Is this gonna work? Here, let's do this. Let's put a rope, and then we can get on the rope, and then we can climb the rope, but the antlions will not be able to. Perfect. We're putting that passage into practice quite effectively. The antlions will not be able to follow us up into the safe area because they are antlions, and they cannot climb ropes. Perfect. Come on. Stop glitching out. I want you to come up here so I can shoot you. Come here. Come here. Maybe I need to knock them back. Come on. We need a more effective way of killing these things. Maybe now that we have all of these antlion mandibles, we'll be able to do something useful with them. They just keep coming. I wanted to go down and tussle with that antlion swarmer, but it looks like there's always going to be another antlion charger to replace the one that died in its that died before it. They're like Zerg. They're just gonna rush me. Here we go. Now I have you where I want you. I'll just stand right here. I'll sit here on this rope and I'll shoot arrows into your back. Look, it doesn't even know what to do. It's got this gormless expression on its face, and now it's back in the infinite loop of being trapped. Okay, perfect. We can shoot this antlion swarmer. We can hit it with a boomerang. We can hit it with a boomerang until it dies, because it appears to be stuck and it cannot fit through this opening. But in its infinite lack of wisdom, the antlion swarmer does not understand the fact that it is not able to get through this area, and so it will just continue to sit there trying to get through a solid wall, what is effectively a solid wall from the perspective of the antlion charger. Of course, the antlion does not recognize this because it is dumb. Perfect. Okay, so what else is down here? We want to get some rope. We want to maybe go down. We have nothing to use. We have nothing to use at that spooky looking altar that we can see for some reason. We can just pierce our enhanced eyes see all. They can pierce rock, cloud, ocean, and flesh. And that's not ominous in the slightest. Perfect. We want to kill this antlion swarmer and take its mandibles. We're hoping that this antlion swarmer will be the type to rip off its own mandibles after we kill it, because that is the only way for us to get the mandibles. Come on, give me the mandibles. Dang it! We got one of the antlions that has no sense of honor, because they do that maneuver of removing their own mandibles as a sign of like respect and submission. Yes. Ooh, there's a star. Maybe we can get the star. Apparently it's nighttime outside. It's not just nighttime. It's not just nighttime outside, of course. It's nighttime everywhere. But it's not really obvious that it's nighttime unless you're outside. That's why we say it's nighttime outside. Come on! Stop flying away! I want to stun lock you, and then I want you to commit honorable demandibilization of yourself. You didn't do it. Dishonorable. You can just place blocks here every other block, so that we can conserve some dirt and maybe allow the light. We want that up there. Oh, there's zombies. Peace. Peace out. I'm on my rope ladder. Going into the sky. I'm building a rope ladder into space. See ya. And I'm here to get these fallen stars. Oh, I think it's time to leave. Okay. Neelix, what have you got? I have all these antlion mandibles. What can I do with them? I can make a sand gun. Or mining potions. I can make a sand gun if I have 10 antlion mandibles, some illegal gun parts, and 5 topaz. Otherwise, I can make a mining potion. Well, since the only thing I actually need this for is the sand gun and the mining potions, I may as well make a couple mining potions. They take blink root, antlion mandible, and bottled water. Okay. I think we can gear up for the next adventure on the next episode. But I think what we're going to end up doing is we're going to... we don't have the gun smith, or like the gun salesman, so we can't make that sand gun. Can we make any more? Can we make any more of this? We can make more iron. Can we just do that quickly? How many iron bars do we now have? 30. We need to go. We're possessed with an urge deep within us. We need to pick up more of these. Dang it! It disappeared right before our very eyes. The thing we craved more than life itself. The magical star, the magical meteorite, is suffused with magic powers. It was right in front of us, within our grasp, and we failed. We were not able to get it. We were not able to get it. We're trying real hard not to let that get to us. Okay, so we have enough iron to make maybe some chainmail. That takes 30. And we have just over 30. Yeah. We should also make a bucket. We're gonna need a bucket if we want to start farming. So let's just use some of this to make a bucket. Yeah. That seems like a good use of iron. Okay. We can put the bucket in here. We can put an iron skin potion. We can put... that's all. Now we want to put the iron back in here. And we want to put this in here, along with the sand and the sand block and the sandstone block. And there we go. Okay, I think we will continue exploring on the next one. Fantastic. Okay. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.